Welcome to Horror Movies with TNA. Each episode, we're going to pick a film, talk about it, and rate it. Word of warning, there will be spoilers. This week, we're talking about Miguel Sauvy's Stage Fright from '87.
Maybe some saxophone music as well.
Sexy phone music.
Sexy.
Just a nice...
That's on my breath.
We didn't have to hold your breath.
Miguel Sauvé.
Miguel Sauvé.
Michele Soavi.
Bollocks.
Michele
Soavi.
Michele
Soavi.
Michele Soavi.
Hi, Tony.
Alright. You're going to ask me what films I've watched. I have watched some.
So, have you watched any films recently? Right, so I've watched
You didn't even fucking wait for the answer.
the first 3 Wrong Turns I've watched.
Have you never seen them before?
No.
I watched the first one on The Pictures.
Well, you should like them because they seem like they are the Just Before Dawn
Yeah.
evolution.
Yeah, they're pretty grim and over the top. I think they get worse as you go along. I think the first 2 though. That's about it.
Yes, so Wrong Turn is like the inbred offspring of Just Before Dawn. When I watched the first 3, there's some okay kills. I think as it goes through the franchise, there seems to be a bit more CGI. I also watched In a Violent Nature.
There you go.
I really liked it. I mean, when I read some of the reactions to it, I'm not sure what people were expecting because there seems to be people who really like it, people who really hate it. I thought it was really good. I just thought it stuck to the MO. The film follows from the point of view of the killer and he stops off every so often to kill someone. And everybody's saying it's quite boring, but I'm not sure what people were expecting the killer to do in between kills other than wander. I don't know whether he was meant to be stopping off to catch a show, like our killer, maybe. But yeah, it is very slow going. I thought it was quite relaxing. And there's a couple of really good kills in it. People are also complaining because there's no kind of climax to it, but I quite like that. He got what he came for and he went on his way. That was it.
Okay.
So, and I've also watched The Substance as well, which I also thought was really good. Very daft ending, which again some people don't seem to like, but really daft ending. And Demi Moore is really, really good in it. Yes, I watched it with my wife and my son, and we all quite enjoyed it.
Oh, right, fair enough.
But she did say it was a bit silly at the end. It was a bit silly. So yeah, that's what I've watched. And you've watched?
Well.
Oh, so you've watched that? Ooh!
I'll have to remember for the next time. Fuck it.
Pow! Okay, that's great stuff. Let's move on to Michele Sauvy's
Sauvé.
Sauvé. Oh,
What?
hey! A Italian giallo slasher stage fright.
Or
Aquarius,
or
Deliria,
or
Bloody Bird,
oh yeah, or
Soundstage Massacre and Theatre of Death.
yeah, that's bollocks, that last one. But no, I'd heard about it called Aquarius. I mean, Stage Fright's quite a good name for it.
Probably the best, isn't it?
Yeah.
Thank you. 1987. Films out in 1987. Evil Dead 2, Near Dark, Hellraiser, Lost Boys, Opera, Dolls, Blood Diner, The Gate, Street Trash, and Blood Rage.
Good year.
Good year for horror. Very good. As we've already said, directed by
Michele Soavi.
Dario's protege, as they always refer to him as, produced by Joe D'Amato, and actually written as well by George Eastman.
He also is the
Masked.
killer. Yeah, he's the killer when he's got a big bird's head.
Yes. Yes.
It's massive. It's like a massive helmet of an owl.
It is very big. Michele Sauvi. So he acted in City of the Living Dead, Absurd, New York Ripper, Demons, and he assisted directed on Tenebrae, Phenomena, Demons, Opera, and Adventures of Baron Munchausen. He directed Dario Argento's World of Horror, The Church, Demons 3, The Sect, Demons 4, Cemetery Man, Della Morte, Della More, with Rupert Everett, which is not a bad film as well.
Yeah, pretty good.
On the credits, the writer is Lou Cooper, but as we've already said, That's Eastman. We've got Alicia, played by Barbara Cupisti. She was in Opera Church, Cemetery Man. David Brandon as the theatre director. Peter. Oh, Peter. He was in D'Amato's Caligula and Lamberto Bava's Delirium. Laurel is played by Mary Sellers. She was in Ghost House. Brett. Let's talk about Brett.
Yeah, John Morgan or...
Giovanni Lombardo Radice. Now, obviously, John Morgan, we've got to talk about him because he was in... I mean, we could talk about how he got killed in each of these films, but Cannibal Apocalypse, City of the Living Dead. I don't know how he dies in Cannibal Apocalypse, but I know he gets a drill through the head in City of the Living Dead. He was in House on the Edge of the Park, where he's really good in that. Cannibal Ferox, where I think he gets his...
He gets his plonker chopped off and
chewed on. He was in The Church, Gangs of New York, more recently, and he also said he was in the 2006 remake of The Omen. I can't even remember that. Don't even know what he was in that.
I've not seen the remake, so I wouldn't know.
And a shout out to him as well because he passed away age 68, April 2023, so quite recently. But House on the Edge of the Park, I particularly like in him because of his, and you can catch this on the YouTube, on the internet, his scene where he's dancing, which is glorious. And he even says at one point, "Can we go out dancing?" Yeah, so that's Mr. Morgan. We've also got James Edward Sampson, who plays Willie.
Is he the caretaker guy?
He is the caretaker guy.
Yeah, I mean, he comes into his own right at the end, doesn't he? I'm not sure what direction he was given at that point.
I shot him right between the eyes. Actually, his filmography, listen to this: Absurd, New York Ripper, Shocking Dark, City of the Living Dead, Zombie Flesh Eaters. Not bad.
Zombie Flesh Eaters? Oh, was he...
I think he played the shark. I don't know.
I know there's a guy that gets his arm bit in the hospital, but I don't know whether it was him or not, to be honest. Shocking Dark? We have seen that, haven't we?
Yes, I can't remember anything about it.
It was awful. Apologies to anyone that wants us to do Shocking Dark. I don't think it was interesting enough for us to watch again.
I think we were hoping more from it. It did not deliver. Music by Simon Boswell.
Yeah, part of Goblin. Not his best soundtrack. There was a couple of good bits, but again, he didn't do all of it though, did he?
No.
So the music during the musical and that, and there's bits that feel like close to being classical or something like that. But there's a few
great. Dramatic pieces.
Not as greatest.
He also did, solo-wise, he also did Hardware, Dust Devil. Who directed those films?
Richard Stanley.
Yeah, he did. Richard
Who
Stanley.
met.
Yes. We have met him, yes. Nice guy. And check out his documentary, which is very good, which is the making of almost the making of Dr. Moreau. Yeah. Check it out on Amazon, it's really good. Yeah, Hardware, Dust Devil, Demons 2. He did some of the music on Phenomena. I wasn't overly blown away with this music.
No, I wouldn't be rushing out to get the soundtrack.
Credits roll. I'm straight into it. Black screen. We have these sounds of somebody washing in water with a cat screeching and meowing. I really wasn't quite clear what that was meant to be.
No, it doesn't make a lot of sense because when the picture comes on...
Yeah, the lights go up.
Yeah, you don't really see what the fuck it is.
Well, we have a cat. We do actually follow a tracking shot following a cat along a street. And then it goes... And then the camera follows up the legs of a sex worker, which is Alicia. So it's a busy street. It also tracks her walking along and she stops in a doorway. A solitary feather falls down as she's grabbed from behind and strangled and attacked. And some synth music, which actually I thought was probably about the best music, starts and there's mass pandemonium on the street. And I thought, hey, this seems a really great film. At this point, it looks amazing. Although it does seem quite theatrical, the reactions of people. And then we realise, and at this point, the night owl jumps out and starts fanning around.
Well, yeah, starts dancing. And that's when you realise it pulls back and it's all a big...
theatre production.
Yeah, he's sort of dancing by himself and then there's a group that sort of got their arms extended, if you can imagine, swaying, watching him while he does fanny around. Yeah,
he jumps around.
Well, yeah, it's not... I don't know what... the dancing is, it's He's doing a bit with his legs, but mainly just stretching out his arms a lot.
The production seems to hover somewhere between the greatest ever theatrical production and a right stinker. I'm not quite sure. I kind of thought I wanted to really see it. But yeah, it's good fun.
Well, yeah, you get glimpses of what it's meant to be all the way through, and you go, this doesn't seem to make any fucking sense. Yeah.
Dance number, jazz hands, chainsaw. And that's The Owl Killer. I think the production's called The Owl Killer anyway,
Oh,
so
is it?
there we go.
Oh.
So we're joining the film as we've got this troupe of performers and the director, Peter, rehearsing for the big first night to set the scene. So Alicia lies strangled, and then inexplicably they throw a kind of, apologies, a Benny Hill dummy up into the air. And Peter, the director, calls a halt to the whole mess. He's not happy with Alicia. A whore! You're supposed to be a whore!
And
he
he's
says.
just shouting sex a lot. Sex, sexual sex.
And then it basically shows a lot of the bitchiness backstage. At one point, Peter says, the victim rapes her own murderer, which I thought was a great line.
The person playing Peter, is it David Brandon?
Yes.
He obviously, like a lot of Italian films, they overdub the Italian out. So
Yeah.
it's an American or a British person doing it. But yeah, David Brandon, the person who plays Peter, obviously English, so they kind of leave his voice alone. And you would have thought he's English. When he says some of these lines, you would have gone, you do know that doesn't make any fucking sense.
Interestingly, I think when I read, he's actually Irish. That must have been, I don't know, it's a fine English
Yeah.
accent. Oh, Peter, you daft twat. Ferrari, the investor, sticks his oar in about the production. He seems to be dressed like a 30s gangster.
Yeah, and he's
James
definitely
Hackney.
overdubbed.
Yeah, you dirty rat. Cat gets manhandled. I noticed that as well. A bit of animal cruelty. The cat goes onto the stage and Peter grabs it quite roughly. While some of the cast rehearse the rape scene with Laurel, Betty and Alicia plan to sneak out to get Alicia's ankle. So she's hurt her ankle and they plan to go out and get that looked at. They ask for help from Willie to sneak out of the service entrance. So I don't think Peter's keen on anybody leaving while they're trying to do this quite intense rehearsal. And Laurel and Alicia want to sneak out to get Alicia's ankle looked at.
Yeah.
There's a little bit about a key to the door that gets left on a shelf, and that comes back later on because nobody can get out of the fucking place later on. So they're hunting around for this key. So it focuses on that a little bit. Let's not us focus on it. They leave to get it looked at a hospital. For some reason, they end up at a mental hospital.
Yes, I know. So I thought, have I missed something? So I rewound it and I thought, so why are they a mental institute?
It's the closest place.
Okay.
I'm not sure why.
Yeah.
One bit that I don't think makes any sense
Well,
whatsoever.
there's more than one bit.
Yeah, there's more than one bit. So they wander into a psychiatric hospital, and then we focus, for some reason, for a couple of minutes, on a lionfish and a nurse feeding a lionfish.
And go
Yes.
a lot.
Yeah, I didn't get that. It doesn't kind of play throughout or come back.
Aquarium.
So anyway, the head nurse busts their balls, but the head doctor agrees to treat Alicia's ankle. So he's a psychiatric doctor, but he can also administer treatment to
Yeah, he
ankles.
seems to inject her ankle, which I'm sure would be the right treatment for a sprained ankle.
He asks, what kind of musical is it? And one of them responds,
yeah.
It's a kind of intellectual musical.
Fuck me. Yes.
Yeah, but the victim rapes... No, Oh, God.
No, victim rapes a killer, is what you said.
Yes.
Yeah.
Irving Wallace. Tony, let me tell you about the killer, Irving Wallace. He's being housed at this facility. Do you know who he is, Tony?
I don't know.
He's an actor
Who
went insane. He killed people and chopped them up into little pieces.
Are you telling me about the actual actor?
No, it was in all the papers. 16 people.
Oh, yes, because a mate tells her all this bullshit.
Yes.
Alicia, again, it's a mental institute, but it looks like a jail because it's got bars on windows.
They're kind of like cells.
Yeah. And he's tied to the bed and she looks through and he's broke through out of the bed and she's ushered on to get her ankle sorted.
Yes. And Yeah, I don't know if there's much to report on that bit.
No, that's about it. Just it's a bit weird because you're going. She's getting her ankles seen to, and yet she's being allowed to wander around by herself for a little bit just to look at a mental bloke.
A few bits.
Who happens to be a killer that's killed loads of people.
I don't think it's quite so open. I don't think you're allowed in a normal place like that to just wander around. Anyway, Irving Wallace kills one of the porters and manages to, or a nurse, and manages to escape and has hidden himself in the girl's car. So when they set off, he's on board. Back at the theatre, Betty parks up while Alicia sneaks back in.
This is one of the best ones, I think.
It's kind of Argento-esque, I suppose.
Yeah, there's a build-up to it. You know something's going to happen, but you don't expect that bastard.
Yes, torrential rain. Betty's outside, obviously still waiting in the car. She's shocked by a cat. Again, the cat jumps out. Yeah. We've seen that device quite a few times. And we see, actually, but I did quite like this, because as she's kind of manhandling the cat, we see our killer run by in the torrential rain. Obviously, Betty doesn't see this. She steps out of the car, she screams, and I like the fact that she was looking through the rain and it showed the rain from her point of view. It didn't show anything at all. You couldn't see the killer. Yeah. You saw nothing other than a pickaxe going through her mouth and her falling down, and that was it.
Yeah, you just see her fall backwards with a whole pickaxe in a gob.
Yes, I liked it.
Yeah, it's good. Given that her name is Betty, and this will only make sense to people in the UK, I did go, oh, Betty!
Frank Spencer. Check it out.
Check it out. Michael Crawford, before he did Phantom of the Opera, and obviously Condor Man.
Check out Condor Man as well. It's a classic. Alicia's clearing her stuff out because basically Peter's none too happy and he's given her marching orders. So she's clearing her stuff out and she leaves the theatre to discover Betty's body straight away. The cops turn up. So
there's a big crowd of the entire cast just standing there where the cops are there. I mean, that's what you normally do in a murder scene. You just stand here in the rain looking at this dead body.
Yeah, so Alicia runs into the theatre screaming. Everybody goes outside. They call the cops. They turn up. And actually, the cops are, as usual, absolute of no use. One of the cops is played by
Michele
Fucking hell.
Initially, they think, well, this is the end of the production. And then Peter decides this is good publicity for the show. So he asks some of the key players to remain at the theatre for more rehearsals.
And he locks them in. What's her name? The assistant? Corrine. Gets her to hide the key or something. Yeah.
Good idea, Pete. Oh, Peter.
This is 5 minutes after he's just seen a dead body as well. He goes, hey, I've got a great idea.
Well, he's quite ruthless. All he wants is to make this... I mean, he changes his mind later on when everybody starts dropping down dead. Spoiler again.
The great bit of dialogue where it doesn't make any sense. Peter says, he goes, after they've decided that they're going to actually stay in there...
The show must go on.
Let's get concentrated.
Yeah.
What the... Did he not go, let's concentrate, or let's be concentrating, but let's get concentrated?
I think he should have said, let's focus.
I might use that at work. So, and come on now, guys. Let's get concentrated.
Laurel is in the changing rooms, trying on costumes. She's stalked by a shadowy figure. People accuse Brett, so she's in one of the changing rooms. There's a darkened shadow outside. She screams, and people accuse Brett, because he seems to be a bit of a John Morgan-ish, isn't he?
Yes, screaming here. And there's a lot of screaming in this film that seems to go on. I mean, you could make a good minute and a half the amount of screaming. But her screaming in the dressing room
is shrill.
And she even says, cut it out, you're gonna make me scream. Fuck me, does she scream. Jesus Christ.
The killer has taken Brett's costume, the owl costume, which he wears for the remainder of the film.
Oh, yeah, but the way he's revealed, obviously he nicked off his old boss, Dazza. Tenebrae, because
Brett bows theatrically.
I mean, we're going to say it. He's played very effeminately.
He's quite a camp character,
and he's like bowing down in front of a mirror, and then Well, not a mirror, he's just bowing down for some reason. And then as he bows down, you see the owl killer behind him, which is a really good shot in Tenebrae. That
the layers of the onion.
Yeah, you see him just behind as he bows down. And then even Brian De Palma nicked it for Raising Cain.
Kill 2. Peter is rehearsing with Kareen. Our killer, in the owl mask, approaches Kareen. Peter shouts, "Jesus Christ, killer! Killer!" And so the killer does.
And then he goes, What's with the knife? I mean, he's strangling her, and then suddenly pulls out a knife and starts stabbing her. And he goes, "Hey, what's with the knife?"
Peter's saying, "Killer, killer," and he does. So that's quite a good bit, really.
Yes, Oh, Peter! He's improving, isn't he? Come on. No. And also...
Well, let's bear in mind, Kareen's now been murdered, and she's the only one who knows where the key has been hidden. So that's not great, is it?
The main door's locked, Peter. Give me the key. Where's the key?
Yes.
So the side entrance and the main door have all been locked, so they can't get out to warn the cops outside.
No, this is where I'm going to do my best acting.
So
it's the assistant.
Mark.
So he goes to the phone. It says, "Oh, call an ambulance." Goes to the phone, and he goes, "Oh, the wire's gone." And he comes back and says, "The telephone's dead. Someone's ripped the wires out of the wall."
Peter, he keeps saying, "Peter."
But it's not effeminate or anything like that. It's just a weird Germanic sort of English kind of lispy kind of... It's a bit of everything, but... Honestly, got it quite accurate.
The telephone's dead. Somebody's ripped the wires out of the wall.
Shall I get it up now? Oh, baby.
Let's go and sit with the cops outside for a minute. One of the cops is moaning because his wife has packed him spinach, and the other cop has got, I think, a donut stereotype. Because let's go with this again.
Not happy with this.
One thing that you find with these Italian films in the 80s is they try and make it look like it's set in America. So the cops are all kind of American. The cars look American. I think we saw that in Absurd as well. They're sat in the car outside. The stereotype, one of the cops eating a donut, and one cop says to the one who's got spinach, Popeye, and he says, "Fuck Popeye." So there you go.
I mean, you could try.
About 45 minutes in, kill number 3. Whilst the others are looking for candles and keys, the killer dispatches Ferrari. This is forgettable. He raises his knife, bit of blood on his money, but that's all he cares about, the money. And then Ferrari gets strung up.
You're right about Ferrari. Really quick kill. A bit I liked about it was Ferrari sort of like looks up and comes eye to eye with the big mask, with the eyes of the owl. Because again, there's the eyes of the owl are above the actual eyes where the person's looking through.
We do see the killer's eyes every so often, which I quite like.
But you didn't on this bit, which made me quite laugh as well, because it was just like
big.
He's like, look, he goes shocked, but then there's a big close up of the owl's head and its big orangey eyes, and you go, okay. I'm not sure I'd be shocked to go, oh yeah,
hello, Mr. Owl. Oh,
dear God.
A couple of camera shots sweeping along the corridors backstage, which were a bit odd.
Odd, but the music was actually, this is where I went, oh, the music's quite good here.
They're not quite Dazza, and they weren't quite Sam Raimi cam.
Just like one of us walking down a corridor with an iPhone, I guess.
Peter and Danny go off in search of a skeleton key they believe is in the theatre somewhere, leaving Mark and the girls back in the changing room locked in.
Where's the key?
Yeah, this bit's... Well, it doesn't make any sense.
Someone's turning the doorknob and trying to break into the room. Mark tries to block the door and is grabbed. Then he gets... It looks like the Slumber Party Massacre drill through the stomach. Peter's acting gets progressively worse.
You know, the telephone's dead. Someone's ripped the wires off the wall.
When Peter gets to the room and discovers, and discovers his body, it's great.
It's over the top.
Why? Why?
I mean, he didn't give a shit earlier on, really, but obviously maybe he had a coffee arse.
Right. Here we go. They're sick of waiting for the killer to pick them off one by one, so Peter leads the remaining troop out and up above the stage. onto the catwalk
Yeah,
because
when
they spot him.
Yeah, they spot him, don't they?
Yeah, with the spotlight.
This section, this 10-15 minutes, it's quite a short film anyway. It doesn't let up really.
No.
I mean, it's probably the slowest ride at the beginning, but then after that, and especially the next 15 minutes, it fucking flies along. It makes up the kill count in this next 15 minutes.
I mean, there's some soap opera bits where we learn a bit about the life of the people backstage, and I've not really talked about them. There's one girl that's pregnant, and there's a bit of bitchiness.
The British girl.
Can't be arsed with any of that. It's fine. It doesn't drag too much, but I'm not
quick.
too bothered.
But this bit is like speed slasher, isn't it, really?
Kill 5. In a small room, Peter spots an owl mask and he attacks it with an axe furiously, only to discover it's Brett.
All tied up.
Morgan, dead again. Another film, dead again.
Yeah, he keeps slashing at him multiple times. He goes, oh, he's finally dead or whatever.
Well, he does say, he says, it's over.
It's over. And then someone goes, hands are tied.
And we're only 45 minutes in, Peter. Yeah, Peter. Kill 6, Sybil. The killer gets Sybil's legs and drags her through the floor. Peter and Danny grab her arms,
this is
only for her to be torn in half. Like a slasher tug of war, they pull her in half.
Ace bit. Now, you do then go, well, how the fuck has that happened? But you realise later on, well, immediately, how, but you probably would have heard it.
So, Danny, boyfriend of Sybil, is obviously very distraught. And bear in mind, Sybil's discovered recently she's pregnant. Danny jumps down to the lower floor and is summarily dispatched with a chainsaw.
This bit's ace.
Yeah, quite gruesome. Yeah, really good.
Well, he jumps down, totally pitch black, and then suddenly Owl's head's there with a chainsaw. Kind of now work out how we could have chopped her in half so quickly.
We didn't hear.
No, I know, yeah, well,
okay.
It's bullshit.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Peter's pointing a torch, trying to look. You see him getting chainsawed slowly underneath. I mean, we're making it sound a lot worse than it really is because you can't.
It's not terrifying,
No,
but
it's not. But it's one of the grimmer bits in it, to be quite honest.
Kill 7. Peter gets his arm chainsawed off and then gets his head lopped off.
You know, this happens all really bang, 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 bang. He runs down, he's got an axe, and he's trying to fight him, but his chainsawed conks out after he's chopped Pete's arm off. And Pete's going, oh, well, I'm all right now. And then all he does is grab his axe off him and chop his head off, which I thought was funny as well.
Quite right. So now it's just Laurel and Alicia. She walks the empty passages, searching through the theatre, and finds Laurel in the showers, and they hide behind the curtains.
Well, Laurel's got a bit of slashed a bit.
She got caught by the chainsaw.
Yeah, she was trying to run past him and
Yeah.
got chopped a bit, which again I thought was quite good. Because I thought, fucking hell, that would be a bit chafing.
That would come key. When it made me chuckle when you see the big owl face behind the shower curtain, because he kind of walks right up to it and it's kind of behind it, which I quite liked. Laurel at this point is stabbed dead.
Yeah, and Laurel's looking at... Yeah, she's looking literally at Alicia. And Alicia's going, for fuck's sake, don't tell him I'm hiding in the other cubicle.
Yeah, because he can't see Alicia. He grabs and drags away Laurel.
Quite a good bit, you know.
Bit of tension, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Laurel seems like the bitchy character in the play, because she was quite pleased when Alicia got the boot, because she got like the starring role. So there you go.
So it's all right for her to get stabbed.
Hey, I'm not justifying it. I'm just telling you the...
Anyway, she then gets dragged off literally on the floor of the shower cubicle.
Alicia goes wandering again and she finds some keys and a gun, which is a waste of time. She discovers that our killer is arranging all the victims' bodies on the stage.
Yeah, this was unusual, really. Yeah, he's got a handful of feathers all the time and he just keeps pushing it into their faces. Yeah. And he cuts away every time he does that, which makes me think that the actor was probably going, I'm trying to play dead and you're rubbing fucking feathers in my face.
I like it because the girl that got pulled in half, she's obviously through the stage, so she's lying
She's the
there.
best actor out of them because she doesn't blink or anything. The other fuckers...
Peter's in like a table.
Yeah, and his mouth's moving a bit because he's got his head on the table. There's another one, John Morgan, Brett, does a good job, but he's just having to look down because all his stomach's chopped up. But the other guy, the British one...
Mark.
he's blinking and all kind of stuff.
He's moving around.
He's not a great dead
To
body.
be honest, he's more animated than when he was alive in the film.
But they're like that. Like he seats them all down, and then
he presents them.
Yeah, he presents them, but then he just has a sit down in a comfy chair with an axe
Well,
and a cat.
He looks like a kind of Bond villain because he's sat with a cat
Cat
on his...
stroking it, yeah.
But I did notice at one point the theatre cat's chewing on Sybil's gizzards.
Cat chews through a wire that starts a fan.
Oh yeah, the
That
cat
kicks all these feathers in for the next hour.
Yeah, and I suppose that gives us some of the more artistic scenes when the kind of feathers are falling.
Yeah, that's all right.
It's a nicer looking part of the film anyway. Alicia spots her means of escape, the actual key stuck through the stage. So she goes under the stage, and actually this is probably one of the better looking scenes because she's under the stage and the feathers are falling down.
Yeah,
that's
through
quite
the
nice.
slats in the stage, and she's trying to get it with a little bit of a nail. The killer's just sitting there and doesn't hear her doing this. And then the music stroke film clicks off and it goes quiet.
Yeah, it's quite good use of the music because it suddenly stops and the killer realises there's somebody there.
Yeah, the key then drops to the floor, makes the biggest noise ever for some reason.
Yeah, the killer grabs her and she stabs the owl in the eye because she picked up a nail to try and release the key.
Well, yeah, she stabs it in the actual owl eye, which would be his forehead.
Yeah,
yeah,
right in the top of his head. So never stab an owl in the eye. Go for just below it, where the eyes are.
Yeah.
They climb back up onto the catwalk, and as the killer approaches, she lets off an extinguisher in his big fat owl face, and he falls. He hangs on for a while, and then she grabs an axe and hacks at the cable that he's hanging onto, and he falls to the stage.
She times that really well because taking ages because it's a proper thick electrical cable, which I thought was going to get electrocuted.
She must have been earthed.
So she was hacking through it, but he starts climbing back up the cable, and luckily she cuts through the last bit when he's right at the top and falls and twats his head quite badly on a bit of a bookcase.
A bookcase. Not for the owl killer.
Not for Irving Berlin or whatever his fucking name is.
Irving Welsh. No, Irving.
The telephone said someone's written the words of the world.
He might be my most favourite. She climbs down onto the stage and he grabs at her, so she tips fire on him, so he gets to do a bit of a fire walk.
Where was the fucking fire?
Actually, at one point, somebody says, Peter, make sure you put out the fires at the end of the rehearsal. So I think there were like braziers or something theatrical burning, and she tips it onto him, and that's pretty much it.
I know he goes back up onto the stage, because I thought all the people are playing dead bodies. I would, if I was one of them, I'd have gone, you better not fucking get much closer because I'm moving.
Yeah, I'm not playing dead anymore.
No, not when you're on fire, mate.
Yes, but thankfully Brett was already fairly animated anyway. Alicia recovers. So this is like the
epilogue.
The epilogue. Is that the epilogue?
Yeah.
Prologue, epilogue. The aftermath, if you will. Alicia recovers and returns to the theatre. Because actually, she went straight to the psychiatric ward and got some treatment. Or was that the hospital?
Fuck knows. But I mean, she runs out to the police officer. By the way, there is a bit preceding this. Before all this chase, she does have the key. She's just rotating it furiously the wrong fucking way.
Where's the key?
I don't know whether this was a bit Argento as well. When she was running towards the door, she was like holding the key out as though she was going to go straight into the hole as well. Yeah, there was like a weird shot from the side.
When she goes back to it after she's set the bugger on fire, turns it the other way, opens straight away.
Clockwise, anti-wise.
You know, less haste, more waste, or whatever the fuck.
Less lefty loose.
Improv.
Oh, improv, yes. Oh, now you can fucking remember. Alicia, so Alicia recovers and then she remembered she forgot her watch.
Oh, my watch. Can you take me back? This is like a few hours later.
Yeah, I didn't know whether this was daylight, so I didn't know whether this was...
She says, oh, thanks for the change of clothes. So
yeah,
it must have been literally a few hours. She goes, I'll tell you what, I'll go back to where that horrible multiple murder happened so I can pick up an expensive watch.
It's a precious family heirloom, I think, maybe.
Well, she don't even say that. It doesn't mean anything to her. And she goes, it's expensive.
Okay, well, I mean, that's the watch. She meets with Willie. When she arrives at the theatre, she meets with Willie and convinces him, because he's been told not to let anybody in. It's a crime scene, Tony. But she convinces Willie to let her back in so she can grab her watch. Willie is giving Alicia lots of advice on where she went wrong trying to shoot the gun. Because she picked up the gun, actually. We didn't mention this. Picked up the gun, but when it came the time to use the gun, she couldn't use the gun. And Willie keeps telling her she's got the safety on. He said, that gun's a cannon. I'd have got him right between the eyes.
I know, and he keeps saying this as she's walking towards...
He says it 11 times, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, he keeps saying... You can kind of... As she's wandering around the stage looking for her watch, she suddenly becomes puzzled because she can only find 8 bodies. I like this. She started in her mind to say...
Counting it.
Brett.
I mean, I did. I was going... I only thought, oh no, that's right, isn't it? Because I forgot all about fucking Ferrari.
Well, there was 8 plus the owl, so there was 9 kills in total.
No, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
So I thought, it was 8. I just forgot one of the bodies, which was Ferrari at all. Because, like I say, it was over so quick.
You dirty rat. Only 8 bodies, so she becomes puzzled, and then the killer jumps up, and Willie duly shoots him right between the eyes. I got him, Alicia, right between the eyes. And he literally does say it 10 times.
Did you see that? Yeah, and it's at first I was annoyed. Then
I was annoyed.
But the point is, no, there's no point. I was annoyed at first because I thought, well, why does he keep repeating it prior and after? And then I thought, this is going to lead somewhere. He's actually crazy as well. No, not really.
That'd have been great if Willie
he picks
put the owl mask on.
Yeah, but he just keeps saying it like 10 times.
Get you right between the eyes.
And she doesn't say anything and just picks up a knackered watch now.
Yeah.
And then walks out and he's still seeing the fucker. And then...
And just before the credits roll, the killer smiles at the end. Apparently, this was Suave's nod to all the slasher films where the killer never dies. So that bit was put in intentionally because the killer, as we see a close-up of his face right at the end, gives a little nod. He should have winked.
Well, not near enough, does he? Sort of rotates his head, blinks a bit, and then smiles.
Yeah.
On the soundtrack, it goes, yeah. And then it goes back to the beginning, saxophone, Marilyn Monroe bit, which we didn't mention, but there's a weird bit where...
Person dressed as Marilyn Monroe. Where
playing a saxophone.
Yeah, and she falls over at one point.
Yeah.
Peter? And that is the end of Stage Fright. Soundstage Massacre, no less.
Yep.
Cut to fuck. So online I found a comparison between the German DVD, which I'm assuming is the uncut one, and the Avatar BBFC VHS version.
I don't think there was a lot cut, was it?
So we watched it on YouTube. I'm assuming the one on YouTube was uncut.
I didn't. I watched it on Prime.
Okay. Oh, yeah, there's a...
Shameless.
Yeah, there's a Shameless version. Yeah, absolutely. So 4 scenes were cut, 11 seconds in total. 1 second... I mean, the pickaxe through Betty's mouth, you virtually see nothing. No, it's the body falling to the game. 1 second cut from that.
Pointless.
4 seconds of the drill coming out of Mark's belly. And the final bit was 6 seconds from the stabbing of Kareen on the stage on the bed. So that was it. Those were the cut bits.
That was quite...
I thought that was probably the more grimmer because he was just stabbing her as everybody watched on. So it was probably just the way
and
it
it might
done.
be a tenebrated the way it's sort of, you see it push against the, not skin, but clothing and that.
There you go. Let's review the film, mark it out of 10. I'll go first.
Yeah, go on.
When you suggested we revisit this film, I thought I was going to enjoy it more than I actually did. That isn't to say I didn't. I thought I was going to like it a lot because it's in my kind of horror film Venn diagram. I think this film falls right in my sweet spot. 80s, giallo, kind of slasher, Italian, ticks every box. Suave or Ovi or whatever the hell is a prodigy of Argento. I think whilst he tries some of Argento's-esque shots, they aren't quite as stylishly sexy as The Master.
No.
Having said that, I did still quite like some of the kills. The rain first kill I really liked. Some of the staging and shots I liked. The killer in that stupid fucking mask is quite funny. Almost reminded me if they ever did a film where Frank Sidebottom, Google him if you don't know who he is, became a serial killer, he might wear that mask.
Generally, the idea is it's 3 times the size of a normal person's head on a head.
Oversized costumes. Yeah, so quite clumsy, but nonetheless interesting. I ain't finished yet. There you go.
Oh, cool.
I also thought some of the melodramatic performances of the actors probably did suit the setting, backstage goings on. Whether that was done by design, I'm not so sure, but I don't think it detracted from the film. So overall, I liked it. 90 minutes, no particular slow bits. No. If you can stomach some of the soap opera backstage, these bits are mercifully short.
Yeah.
Anyway, with Argento, his films only seem to be getting better with age. I'm not so sure this is getting any better with age. Still very good. I still was very generous. I gave it 7 because I really, really had a good time watching it. I just, for some reason, I thought, I bet I end up giving this like an 8. No. It's not quite as good as that.
I think it gets bigger write-up stunted by certain people that say it's an underrated thing. I think it's rated about right.
Tomatoes give it 9. I mean, I don't go by that too much. Give it about 90%. I wouldn't say it's that good. No. I would keep it in the 80s, 70s.
Maybe it's people that are surprised they've never seen it before and expecting absolute dog shit, maybe.
Yeah, but I'd recommend it. 7 out of 10. Good film.
Well, I'll say the score and then I'll explain it. 7.5. So, so very similar. I didn't think, to be honest, I remembered it fairly well. For some reason, I remember films from about 30 years ago better than I remember the ones I've fucking watched about 2 days ago. But that's probably just age.
Exorcist Believer, I've tried to bleach that out of my mind, and I only watched that about a month ago. So
but no, I do remember scenes out of this, like the bit under the stage where she's getting the key. I think I remember bits of that shower bit. I don't remember the drill bit. Hey, you like me? That's good. That. I don't. Well, probably because it was cut, maybe. So that might. But I do remember that woman being pulled up and in half. So the bit in the middle where she's knocked unconscious at one point, isn't she? Alicia.
I don't think I even mentioned that. She gets knocked off some stairs, doesn't she?
That's why she doesn't get killed at this.
And actually, she wakes up and then starts searching for Laurel and finds her in the showers.
Yeah, so we've explained it, don't worry. But the point is, that bit where she gets knocked out, and then the next 10 to 15 minutes, it's bang, 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 everyone gets killed. And I quite like that, because the whole idea is you're meant to space them out, so, it's like Friday the 13th. And he just went, fuck it, I'll just kill them all. And 3 of them get killed, actually, almost within 5 minutes.
Yeah, I think it is.
So, and that's like in the middle chunk, and then it builds a bit more suspense again, and it kind of works. I think the best thing with this is the pacing. It's only 90 minutes, if that, and apart from a bit of a weird bit of the dancing at the beginning and the soap opera bits that are, to be honest, they're probably only about 3 or 4 minutes.
Oh, there's very little.
There's not a lot.
And I mean, if we're not bored and we're entertained, and it's something a little bit different, it ticks the boxes.
Yeah, and look, and you can tell he's trying his best. Again, even his best film, which is De la Morte, I'm not a massive fan of. And I remember watching the church going, this is really derivative, and I'm not.
That's the sect, isn't it? Is that the sect?
No, I think there's 2 separate films. I don't think I've seen the sect.
No.
I think
is that Sophie as well?
Yeah.
I'm not sure I've seen it.
Maybe we should watch that at some point, but maybe.
Well, that's Demons 3 and Demons 4, isn't it? Yeah.
So, I think it is a good, replica. It's a photocopy of Dazza in a fairly good colour photocopier, but, he's trying his best. So that's why you get sort of that kind of score.
Yeah, very good.
7.5. I
watched it twice this week, and the second time I enjoyed it a little bit more because I kind of knew everything to expect, and I still had a good time watching it. So there you go.
Yeah, enjoy it. And if you've got any ideas for future ones, please reach out. I mean, you'll find us on Facebook. Please, send us a message.
Thanks for listening. Goodbye. How do you say goodbye?
Goodbye. I thought that was it, Con.
Where's the key?
Right between the eyes. I got him, Alicia.